Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Toda Amore. Hearts and minds clear. Halal Yah, Halal Yah. All praise, honor, and esteem is yours, Abba Yah. We thank you, Abba Yah, for bringing us, protecting us, blessing us through this week, Abba Yah, bringing us into your set apart, holy Shabbat day, giving us shalom, Abba Yah. And we ask that your Ruach HaKodesh dwell with us today, Abba Yah, leading us in the truth and understanding of your Quadash word to try and reconnect with our language. And we can truly understand your mission, your purpose, your word to us. We give you all praise, honor, and esteem, Abba Yah. And we thank you, Toda Reba Abba. Blessed are you, Yahweh. Blessed is your name, Yahweh, and blessed is he that comes in your name, Yahweh. In the name of your only begotten Son, Yahushua, Mashiach. Aman wa Aman. All right, so first off, I'm going to try and draw these letters. So just forgive me if my penmanship is not all that adequate, and just be mindful that I'm using this mouse, this pointer, to try and draw these. So Kanakia, if you would, I'm going to draw the letter, and then I want you to name the letter. And if you've done some extra homework and some extra research, you can tell me what that letter, there's a meaning with that letter, what that letter stands for. That's just bonus. If you don't know, it's not that big a deal. We're going to get to that. So I'm going to draw the letter, and then I want you to identify it. I want you to name that letter. Khan. And so Adon Kanakia, if you would, just monitor, see who raised their hand, and participation is the key. All right. So let me get my drawing utensil. Yeah, Ben, here we go. All right, this is the test. All right, so like I said, last time we did the recognition quiz, we stopped at Lamed, right? So this is the next, well, it's not the next in line, but this is one of the next 6 letters. So if you could identify this letter. Remember, my drawing is not all that perfect.
Pay.
I wanted you to monitor the room and see who raised their hand. I know you know what it is.
Oh, I thought you asked me to.
No, I just want you to identify, monitor the room and see who raises their hand. It's hard for me to see the hand raised in this when I got the screen shared. So Adon Kanakia was correct. That is the pay. Let me clear that. All right. Next is what about this letter? Someone raised their hand. And I'll just tell you, it's this letter right here.
Scrivens have hand up.
All right, Scrivens, floor is yours.
Shabbat Shalom. The Samek, is that how you say it?
Khan, Toda, good job. Next is remember, these are the handwritten, these are the handwritten characters. They're a little bit different than that block print. And I'll just tell you, it's can you see that? That's this letter. Anybody know what that letter is?
Shaquan has a hand up.
All right, floor is yours.
So is that you said that was the handwriting, is that the Sade?
Khan, good job, good job.
Hold on.
Do you know what that kind of represents? Or are you not there yet?
I'm not there yet.
Khan, no biggie, no biggie. We're gonna get
Okay, hold on.
all right, a couple more. How about this letter? Just a second. So it's
Brett Tennyson has a hand up.
all right. About Tennyson, take a stab at it.
I am.
There you go. Good job. Good job. What about this letter? You got a volunteer? I'll tell you what, let me try and draw it a little bit better. All right, one more time. Slika. How about that?
Shashmar has a hand up.
All right, Shashamar.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. Would that be none?
Khan, none or noon.
No.
Good job, good job. Let's see. One more. How about this letter? All right, so man, that's not supposed to be a hook. That's supposed to be a straight line. All right, that's a straight line.
Scrivens have a hand up.
All right, floor is yours.
Mem.
Mem, Khan, that's this letter right here. But in handprint, this is one way you'll see it in handprint. Now, just for a bonus, we're gonna go, this will be the last one, but just for a bonus, we've already covered it. What is this letter? It would be, and honestly, this leg would come out this way a little bit. And this is, remember it's handprint, so this is just for the bonus. What is that? I tell you what, let me clear that and try it again. So we got, sometimes you'll see it like this.
Bot Tennyson has his hand up.
All right. Floor is yours, Akoti, Bot, Sleek Eye. That's my daughter-in-law, y'all. That's my daughter, my Bot. Floor is yours.
Okay, is that uh, het?
Ah. All right, so that's why look at this little foot right here. That's a differentiation.
Oh, right, okay, solve,
Say that again.
solve,
Uh,
or tov.
there you go, Tav. Tav. Good job. Good job. All right. So now, good. It shows y'all have been practicing. Those that participated. Hallelujah. That's how we get better. We got to practice them. We got to say them. And then, like you said, this handprint. Sometimes it looks a little bit different than that block print. So practice that also. Now, last week, this practice right here we did, but today I want to do line 4 again. We kind of struggled with line 4. So any volunteer to try and go through line 4. We're only going to do line 4, and I'm going to give two chances at it. Two different people can try it. I'm not going to correct you if you're wrong until it's over. So the second person is when I'll make those corrections, if there need to be. So Adon, anybody got their hand raised to try number 4 again? I don't want the same people that tried last week. Somebody new.
Shashmar, I don't think you were on last week, were you?
Hello, no.
Okay.
You want to try line 4, Adon Shashamar?
And I'll give it a try. Let's see. We have Shin. And we have none. Shoot. Hold up. Show new. Yeah.
Not correct, but we're gonna keep going, and I'll make the corrections at the when the second person try.
All right. Then you have Shin again. Then we have none. Shoe. Hold up. Shoe news.
All right. Not correct again, and don't be discouraged. I think once the second person comes up, and if I need to make a correction, I think you'll see exactly where you're going wrong immediately. So
Yeah.
just keep trying.
All right. Let's see. Mr. Kabuts, just the double O. And then we have the Shin again. So it would be Shu. You have
Say that again.
Shu.
Okay, okay. Not exactly correct, but we'll fix it. Next.
You have Shin again, so it'll be. You have. Okay, you have the Shin with the whole limb, so it'd be. It seems like they all should make the same sound. Um, Shu. Then you have socket. Okay.
So I tell you what, let's go to one more volunteer and then I'll make the corrections. And like I said, I think you'll see immediately what you're doing incorrect. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So do we have another volunteer?
Yeah, we had a question in the chat too.
Okay.
If you want to address that,
yeah,
or you want
what's the question?
with the dots, is it a different pronunciation from its natural form?
I'm not sure I understand the question. So are we saying with the like for instance here, that's a holum, we call it holum wa. Is that what you're talking about? That dot? Does that change the pronunciation? Is that the question? Okay. All right. I think I see where the disconnect is, but let's get the volunteer and then I'll go through it thoroughly. Let's get the volunteer, go through it, and then I'll address the rule and see if I can answer that question, and then we'll move on.
Okay, Shaquan has a hand up.
All right, Shaquan, floor is yours. Line 4.
Okay, I'm gonna take a try at it. So that is a shin with a holum. So that'll be show.
Con. I'm just
Oh,
keep going through them, and then
okay. So that's another shin with a sharek. So that'll be shoes, because that's a Zion. So is that shoes?
con.
And then a shin, so that would be with a kabat, and then a tav, so that would be shoot,
Con.
and then we have another shin. Okay, this is the one I get confused at. Oh, goodness gracious. And that's a check, so that will be shoot. Oh, wait, I'm getting confused. I'm sorry. So that is a holum. So that'll be shoot. I don't know what that one is. I'm
Almost,
sorry.
not completely correct. Almost. You identified the actual vowel point. It's just the pronunciation of it. So next,
Oh, show.
there you go.
And then you have the shin with a that's a to side. So that would be, and then you have the comments underneath it. So that would be shaz.
So what is that letter?
Is that the sade? Or the, no, that's iron. That's an iron.
There you go.
So that just will be shy.
All right.
And then you have the shin again with the Shrek. So that will be, oh, goodness gracious.
Mhm.
Give me a few seconds. Why do I not know that letter?
We're talking about the second one.
Yeah, that's a yod.
There you go.
Okay, so it'll be sheet. Okay. And then is that right for that one?
Con.
Sheet. Okay. And then you have the shin with the holum. And then you have the that's a lookalike. Is that bet?
Um, yeah. Well, we commonly at our Knesset, we will typically just consider that a bet, but for
Okay.
consistency with the lesson
Oh,
plan,
that's a vet.
there
Okay.
you go. It doesn't have
Okay.
that dot in it, so it's a vet. All
Okay,
right.
so I'm gonna try my hand at this. So that would be shove.
Con. Okay, so
Mhm.
so good job, everybody. A couple of mistakes from both volunteers. So I'm just gonna go through it, right? We got that shin, and some of you was calling that a I forgot what Adon Shashamar called that right there, which was throwing him off. That, like I said last week, try and forget that that's a wa or a vav. That is a holum. That is a holum wa or a holum male. That's a holum wa. So if you kind of just recognize that as a vowel called holum wa or holum male, then it might keep you from making that mistake with the wa or the vav, right? And that particular vowel right there is a O sound, the long O. So we got show, right? That aleph, it doesn't have a vowel point, so it's considered a silent letter. All right. So show, right? And then in this example here, in this example right here, we have the sharek, the sharuk, right? It's not a wa, it's a sharuk. Okay, that wa with that dot there makes that a sharuk, and that's that short O sound. You know, sometimes it sounds like a U. You know, so that's shoes, right? And because this doesn't have a vowel point, it doesn't, it just says it's a short name sound. And what I mean by that is it's just going to be the Z sound. It's going to be the Z sound. So we get shoes. Now, if it had a vowel point, we would have to pronounce that Z with its vowel point. So let's say if it had a tissary under it, it would be like shoesy, shoesy, you know, but since it doesn't have a vowel point, we just say shoes, zoo, that Z sound. All right. And y'all got this, the kibbutz, right? You got the kibbutz that makes that also a short O sound, sometimes like a U. So you got shoot here, right? And this kind of threw both of y'all off. This is simply just a holum. Let me clear that. But that dot, and it, you know, it kind of looks like, where am I at? 4. It kind of looks like it's attached to that shin, but really it's the vowel point, like the next vowel. So you got consonant, vowel, consonant. That's our construct, right? Consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel, consonant, consonant, and vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel, consonant, right? And so here it looks like it's attached to that shin, but it's really the vowel, the next vowel in that two-letter combination. And that's a holum, right? And that has the long O sound, right? So we got the shin, the holum, and the het. So we got choke, right? So we getting that?
Yeah, I have a question about that. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
This is Shaquan. So if that was a sin, would there be a double dot where that dot is at? Right? Do you know?
We're talking about this right here.
Yes.
So if that was a sin, right, you would see that let me make sure I'm correct. So if it was a sin, right, you can kind of see it here in this example, right? So if that was a holum wa, that dot would be here. So you would have the sin and the dot.
Okay, Toda.
Adon Kanakya, am I explaining that right? That's right? You would have that sin and then the dot. If you were going with the column, it would be a dot over or in between the next letter, correct?
Khan.
Khan. All right, Toda. All right, and so Adon Shashamar, are you seeing where you kind of I forgot what you called that letter right there, but that's what was throwing you off.
And yeah, so with the column on top, you just disregard the normal sound of the letter, correct?
Khan, and like I said, I hope I'm coming clear that kind of forget that that's a wa or a va.
Oh, okay.
Kind of forget that and just apply the rule of the holum wa or the holum male, right? That dot and that wa right there makes a holum male. That's the official name of it, but sometimes it's referred to as the holum wa. So that combination right there, it has to be that combination to where now that whole combination is a holum wa or holum male. Forget that it's a wa or a vav and apply the holum male rule, the holum wa rule, which is a long O. So don't consider it like a shin and then a O and then a wa.
Right. Okay.
That's not the way we do it, right? Because it's that combination right there, it's a holum wa. It's that O sound. That whole combination right there is now the whole vowel O. So it would be show, not show wa. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Just show. All right.
So this column, it can only be on the va or the wa.
Well, this combination by itself is the whole vowel, holum wa. Now this right here is just a holum, which is the same rule. It's a long O, regardless of what consonant it's attached to. So this holum wa is the same as this holum by itself. I hope that's coming clear.
Okay, so yeah, so that one that you just circle, that one, you would pronounce the letter with the colon versus the wa with the colon.
So just to make sure I understand what you're saying, this is the same pronunciation as this.
Oh, okay.
So it's saying, okay, so let's take this first letter right here, right? Let's take that first letter, right? And excuse my drawing. And that right? Well, anyway, that's a shin. Sorry about that. That's a shin. So this right here is the same as this right here. Do you understand what I'm saying? So instead of having that wah there to make that an O sound, that holum right there makes it an O sound.
Okay.
And so that whoa, that show right here is the same concept as this being an O. So if we put a shin there, it's going to say show. The same as this is saying show. Make sense?
Okay.
It's just a way they put it. And there's a rule to that, why they don't just put the aleph and the holum over it. There's a rule to that, and we'll get to it if it becomes necessary. But just for the basic purpose, that holum is the same. It affects this consonant the same way as the holum affects this consonant. So it would be show. All right, I think I got time for one question and then we're going to move on.
Don, let me add something real quick to that, and what he was explaining. So what Don was just explaining in regards to the holum and the holum wah, in ancient Hebrew, we did not use the Nakud vowel system. There was no vowel pointing system. So the way a Hebrew word is actually pronounced is going to be consonant, vowel, consonant. So when we use the Paleo Hebrew, or we use Hebrew with no vowel points, even this modern script, there's some words that's going to be written with the holum wah, or somebody may opt out of writing the holum wah to write things more shorthand, such as shalom. Shalom is spelled with shin lamed mem, or shin lamed wah mem, or holum wah mem. So if you see the shem lamed mem, you know you're going to shin lamed mem over that. It's going to be a holum there to let you know to say shalom. Whereas then if someone writes it with the holum wah, it's going to say shalom still, because basically what is letting you know what the holum wah is. And the reason why I say holum wah is because the wah, there's certain letters in the Hebrew alphabet that in the ancient, they didn't use the vowel points. They knew that those certain letters would produce a vowel sound. So whether you have the holum, which is simply the dot, or the holum wah, you're not even looking at that wah anymore as a wah. You just for the mindset, you're looking at somewhat more just as a holum itself. It just happens to be over wah. That's why it's called holum wah, because the wah itself can be used as a vowel. So whenever it's going to be used as a vowel, it has the dot of the holum, and it's called holum wah, but it still just have the rule of holum, as Adon Yaquab was just telling you, have the rule of the thought process. Anytime that dot is over a wah, that it's a holum wah, that it's the same rule or the same pronunciation as it would be with just the holum, which is going to generally be the O sound. I hope that helps. We'll be going into a lot of those other rules later. Right now, he's just trying to get you to recognize, but I kind of want to show why there was a holum as well as a holum wah, because the wah sometimes is used as a consonant and sometimes it's used as a vowel. And the ancients did not use vowel points. They would know based upon the word spelled, and whether a consonant or a vowel came next, they would actually use that wah as either a vowel or a consonant. I yielded on. The floor's back to you.
Toda, Maureen. I hope that came clear and it answered a lot of questions. The question in the chat while we were going through the practice was, does that dot change the sound? That was the question, right? Con. And I hope that was answered. If it was answered, just give me a thumbs up or a con. You see how the dot, that vowel point change, well, I won't say change the sound, but it evokes a particular sound. Can you see the chat? Or
It says, can you show one more time?
I don't understand what you mean. Show what, like that example I just showed Shah Shamar?
Yes, that's what
Okay.
it says in chat.
All right, I'm gonna do it quickly, and then we're gonna move on. Come on. All right, so this by itself is a holum, right? And you'll see it with the consonant. Excuse, that's an aleph. Let me clear that. I could do better than that. All right, so we got the aleph, right? And that holum, the dot by itself, is a long O. Is a long O, right? And so when we see that associated with the consonant is going to have the O sound to it. So no matter what that consonant is, if it's a shin, it's going to be sho. If it's a aleph, it's going to be O. If it's a lamed, it's going to be low, right? That's the sound that that is evoked from that vowel point, that holum. And the same thing with all these vowel points. All these vowel points just tells us how to pronounce that particular consonant. So whether it's a patak, a ah, it would be sha. Whether it's a tisri, one dot under it, it's going to be she. You know, we see it as a she in general. That's the general rule. All right. And the same thing with that kabat is a short O sound, or sometimes called U, and it would be that right there would be toot, toot. You see toot, because that makes that tav a U sound. So it would be or that short O, two, instead of just t, it would be two. I hope that answers the question. If not, then just leave it in the comment box, and I'll take note of it, and then we'll address it. Most High willing, next Shabbat, or even after Shabbat service. If you have questions, we can go into it. Toda Rabah for everybody that participated, and this review today with the vowel points shows that you've been putting in practice, especially recognizing the consonants in our alphabet. So Toda for putting in the effort, and we'll move on. Let me stop share. All right. We're gonna move right into the 2-minute warning, and I'm gonna try and keep the 2-minute warning short and to the point. And we've been in our Shabbat, in our Shabbat studies, the